right. Yes, I think I have liftoff. I think I have liftoff. Let me double check. And yep, I have liftoff. So hopefully I'll see you guys join me over here for the live stream. And hang on, Sean, don't have a heart attack. I'm trying to get this over here. At last. All right, there we go. All right. Well, I think that's got it right. I hope I've got it right. Ooh, it is hot in here, kids. I'm a little early because I wanted to make sure nothing went wrong. So obviously that worked because I did have to jump over. And I'll sit here for a couple minutes and see who we can get in here. I'm not seeing anybody in, but I'll give it a couple minutes. Hope you guys can grab a cuppa or some water or whatever, because we're going to talk a little bit about some stuff, and then I'm going to do some readings here in between that kind of stuff. And if you have questions, post them in to the page here under the stream, and I will have my trusty glasses on my brain so I can see. It's been a long while since I've seen everybody and actually been live and talked to Sean and Bex and said, hey, well, I'm available. Let's do this thing. So hi, guys. I see everybody's coming up, and I had to switch over to the old version because the new version is too convoluted for my brain. But I thought, yep, it's a good time. Everybody's streaming again. I have been early offline since last year as far as live videos go. I had spine surgery, so been kind of laying low. And now with all this hoopla going on in the world, people are kind of at home and not really not everybody, but a lot of people are kind of having difficulty handling what's going on because they're all cooped up with the four walls. And so I thought, yeah, let's do this. You know, what are we doing out there? And I'm going to ask some of you guys. Hey, Lucy. I see everybody here. Yep, I see a bunch of you guys. Hi, Jane. Jane's there, and Rebecca's there, and Sean's there, and Chris. Hi, Chris, and Caroline. I want to ask you guys, you know, what are y'all doing out there while you're on lockdown? I hope you're treating yourselves well, and I hope if you have family home with you, that you're kind of getting reacquainted with everybody. I had a discussion the other day with somebody I knew, and they said, what do we do? What do we do? And I said, well, I think you need to get used to each other again, get to know each other again. Kind of goes back to when I was a kid, because I'm old, be turning 60 next year, so been through a few things, and it's the way I was raised, and a lot of us were raised. And Paul and Jane, I'm sure you know, you can relate back to this as well. Not saying you're old, not saying that, but it was a different generation. And you know, it was nothing for our kids, us kids, to go outside and get full of mud or go play in the snow or jump in the puddles or play curveball or, you know, with our brothers and sisters. And nowadays, everybody's lost that connection. So it's kind of almost, even though this is really a bad thing worldwide, it's kind of connected us again back on that human level. You know, I had a laugh because I just posted a little while ago goats that are running around in Wales. They're actually running through the towns. Well, it's kind of like reversal with the roles now, where the animals are not caged up anymore. it's the humans that are caged up. And as funny as that may seem, we're seeing everything around the world switch up. The dolphins are back in the canals in Italy and Venice, and the goats are running free in Wales, and we have the cougars, the mountain lions are running down into towns in like packs in Colorado. So you're seeing all this change back, and what gets me and reaches to my heart and kind of makes me smile a little bit is the animals are so resilient. So as humans, we forget how resilient we can be if we stick together. If we stick together and we do what we're supposed to do, we'll come back from this. We'll probably lose some people. I'm not going to lie. There's people I know that have been lost. Here in Michigan, we're hard hit. People in New York are leaving us. And, it's bad. But I don't want to sit and point fingers at governments, and I don't want to sit and point fingers at politicians, because it's the virus that's the enemy right now, and we're at war with that. So we need to kind of rise above that all and find our humanity and our compassion again, and respect each other, and help our neighbors, and help our seniors and our elders in our communities, and do what we're supposed to do, and get to know each other again in the house. Dance, put music on and dance in the house, cook in the kitchen, read a good book, curl up and watch a movie as a family together. And by doing that and having that human connection, we're all going to get through this in the best way possible. So with that said, I want to address a couple things I saw, and I'm going to steal from you and Paul and you and Jane the other night. I saw some questions that I thought were really good, solid questions on your feed. And one of them was, what does spirit, or, some people call them ghosts, some people call them spirit. It's like tomato, tomato. What does spirit think of all this that's going on? Well, everything that I hear and feel from spirit, they're saying pretty much the same thing that I am. You need to remain calm. You need to do what you need to do. And they're all around us, supporting us and shoring us up. They see a bigger picture. They know that down the road it'll change again, but it's not going to be the way it was before all this. It's going to be a new normal, and it's not going to be a bad thing. It's going to be a new normal. So spirit is still there supporting us and being there in ways that many people don't even realize. People are like, Bear, how do you see spirit? How do you do this? Well, I'll tell you, I've been doing this since I was a kid. I remember it when I was 4 years old. It's my earliest memory, and I saw spirit and heard spirit all the time. And yeah, it scared the crap out of me growing up. And my mom and my dad were very supportive of it, even though in the 60s it was not something that was understood. It was kind of just starting to get out there, the psychic line, the Dionne Warwick psychic line, and the 1-800-CALL-A-PSYCHIC and stuff. So people really didn't understand it, but I was always able to connect with the creatures in the world and listen and hear them and communicate with them. And I saw dead people. And at first I didn't know they were dead when I was younger, because I would see them like you or me. They'd be a little less solid, but they were still there. And as I grew older, I realized what was going on, and it kind of hindered me. And I actually walked away from it 3 times in my life. And I didn't want anything to do with it, because that's kind of stuff that would get you kind of locked up. I believe we all have the gift, and Sean and Bex and Paul and Jane, I know you guys have a gift. You may not use it in the same way I do, but the gift is there, and you sense things and you feel things, and you listen to your body resonate, and you listen in your mind to hear things that are being shown to us or given to us through spirit. We all have that ability, but we have to trust it, because as humans, we've been pounded since we were little that invisible friends were that of make-believe. You know, seeing and hearing spirit is not a good thing. You know, cripe, they burned witches back in the day for similar things. And yet, going farther back throughout history, they were always revered. They were called seers. So it's kind of one of those things, if you have the gift and you don't want to use it, that's fine. But if you want to use it, that's great. I think you should embrace it and take it a step at a time and see where it leads you. Another good question that was on your feed again the other day, and I'm stealing from you, Paul and Jane, was about kids. What do you do when your kids come to you when they're small and they talk about their invisible friend, or you catch them playing with invisible friends in the room or having tea parties? Sometimes it's just kids being kids and having an imagination. Other times, not so much. If they're little, I always tell people, rule of thumb is don't encourage it, but don't discourage it. Listen to your kids. Listen to them. And if they need to talk through it and this doesn't go away, they're probably seeing something or hearing something. Make it less scary for them. You know, I had a case of a woman called me and she had a 6-year-old that was seeing things and wanting to come and jump in her bed all the time because she was so scared. And I got on the phone with them, set up a time, and sat with the little girl in the room, as well as her mom and my friend who set it up. And I said, well, what do you tell me what you said? What's going on with you? And she told me, and I said, well, who are you seeing? And she said, well, my grandmother, which she had not told her mom. And I said, well, was grandma scary to you in real life? Like when she was still here with you? Well, no. So what's making her scary now? Well, she wants me to talk with her and I don't want to talk with her. Well, why don't you want to talk with her? Because it's like she's not really here. Well, we talked the child through it, and lo and behold, she did see spirit. And she's doing really well now. It's been a couple years, but it made her feel comfortable with herself and the gift that she was experiencing, that indeed her grandmother had also had the gift of. It skipped a generation, which sometimes it does. Sometimes it is heredity. So that was another really good question that was in the room the other day when Paul and Jane were on and I was watching. So great question. Another question was about the tech. Now, being that I'm older and I'm not out in the field as much doing that sort of thing anymore, the tech I rely on that I think is awesome, and that's why I love Ghost Dimension so much, is they use a lot of old school stuff. Now, don't get me wrong, I love the new things. I love the portals, the geo boxes and stuff like that. Those are like phenomenal and to me groundbreaking as far as some of the stuff they can pull through. But I like the torches, the flashlights that give you direct response. The episode with Bex when she was in that farm, or that, yeah, it was the Sportsman Lodge, I think, where she was in the cabins that were being renovated, and she had a conversation with these young gals that were in there by the torches. You know, you can't deny that they're shutting on and off, coming through to you when they're shutting off, and then they turn back on. And it's in response to a question she was asking. Another one is the REM pods. You know, Paul, you know, I watched an episode the other night when Paul was doing the dance with the REM pods, or Jane, the one you guys posted the other day, doing that dance with the REM pods. Those were like real responses, and they tap into the energy to give you those responses. So, you know, spirit loves to play, and it's an amazing thing when you could see a really good teamwork, and that's what this team is. Another thing I want to address before, and I'm going to get to some of these questions because I'll slide my glasses down and start reading through them, and I'm going to do some reads here for you, is I want to talk a little bit about, and this comes up to me a lot, is the Ouija boards, or the spirit boards, I think you guys call them in the UK. Anytime that you are delving into, and Paul had a great response when somebody asked, should we do this stuff in our own house, like EVP work or what have you? Anytime you're delving in something that you do not fully understand, I tell people, respond with caution. Unlike Bex and Sean, not all of us live in the gatehouse of a cemetery. So a lot of times you don't want to invite stuff back in to your dwellings, you know. Don't mess with it if you don't know what you're doing. Make sure you say a blessing. And there's a lot of people, and I've heard it so often of, well, you know, you can say a blessing, you can you know, say white sage, and you can do this and that, or you can carry a crucifix and holy water, and that's not going to do anything because it's all in the head. Well, you know, I beg to differ with you. Over the years, having worked with many different things, I can tell you it's more than just a mental response to what's going on around you. Sage clears the energy field. It's something I recommend if you do any of this work at all, because you don't want to retain negatives either from clients or a location or anything like that. So it's like you have to protect yourself. Another thing is, you know, and if we saw or came in contact with a demon, like so many movies in Hollywood put out that there is in the world, we would be in a whole lot worse shape than we are. And my answer to that is, if a person you know in life, or maybe you don't know in life if you're going to a location, if a person was an idiot in life, mean to people, mean to women, mean to kids, just a complete jack, you know what, they're probably going to be the same way in death. Doesn't mean they're a demon. However, with that said, I will say my belief is they do exist. So when you go to play with these boards, and not what Sean, Bex, and Paul and Jane are doing, because they protect themselves when they go to these places, you have to be careful what you open, whether it's a portal, whether it's you know, just being on land that is so ancient, maybe had a lot of bloodshed on it. You have to be careful with what you're playing with. I have worked with somebody that had a demon come through, and I will tell you, if it ever happens to you, and I hope that it never does, you will know it. Okay, because it will leave a mark on you, and it will scare you, and you will not want to be around anything like that again. And when I had a client that had something attached to them, and we discovered where and what it was, this thing rushed me, and I can guarantee you I about peed myself. And I did get hold of my elders at the time, tribal elders, that dealt with this kind of stuff, and they took care of this for this client and for me in case I had attachments. So do they exist? Yes, I do believe. And do I believe that they're around every stinking corner or every property that you may go investigate? No, I don't. But you have to be careful with anything that you do, because you don't want attachments to go home with you. You don't want attachments to be with you. So that's kind of one of my little spiels about demons and all that good stuff. But no matter what you're doing, if you're at home, it's kind of like, and I think, Paul, I think you said this the other night, you don't pee where you sleep, you know, so try not to do it at home if you don't have to. It's really not a good idea. Even when I do things like this and clients, like I smudged before I came here, I have a tobacco candle burning right next to me right now. And it's all about protection of self. And make sure you fill yourself and surround yourself with light. And even if it's in your imaginary eye, you still do it. Protect yourself, protect your soul, protect your family. So with that said, let me scroll through, put my glasses down really quick here and do a little bit of scrolling to see and say hi to everybody. Let's see where we are here. Oh, you see, Chris, you see my bird in the back? It's a lovebird, and her name is Pip, and she's very noisy, and she's very boisterous. Hi, Sam. Hi, Lindsay. Oh, Carla's here. Hi, Carla. Yeah, Carla LaRive. Oh my God, her pictures are amazing. Her photographs that she takes. She works with the wild horses out west, and oh my God, if you ever get to check them out, you should really go. Her photography is absolutely amazing, and the property that she works with out there is as well. Hi, Annie. Hi, Jules. All right, we have Norm. Oh, I can't. Normie Charlton. Hi, Liz. Hi, Liz. Nice to meet you too. All right, let me keep going down. Okay, I'm gonna kind of go all the way down to the bottom here. And hi, Kim. Hi, Mama June. Glad to see you. All right, how about if you have some questions, I'm going to take my deck. I'm going to take a quick drink of tea, and oh, look at what I have. Yep, there it is. My favorite mug. And I'm going to pull out my deck. This is my deck, and it's called We Are All Related. And it's a totem deck. So I am going to do some reads if I can for you guys. I'll shuffle the cards up a little bit, and if someone wants to be read, put a little thing down here and I'll pull a card for you. And I will tell you this, I'm not going to answer anything about the virus. Because, as I said, spirit is with us and spirit is around us all. And it's important that as humans, we use our brains and do what is good for ourselves and our families. You need to listen to medical advice. You need to not take medical advice into your own hands by like, oh, I'm going to take this pill because, you know, grandma had it in her cabinet and I read somewhere online that it's going to prevent me from getting the coronavirus. Yeah, well, that's not going to happen, okay? You need to work with your doctors no matter where you are. Keep feeding your spiritual self, feed yourself, hydrate, keep healthy that way, and be there for each other. So yeah, I won't answer anything about the virus at all right? So please don't ask. All right, so let me see. I gotta put my glasses on. See, that's one thing, when you get old, you can't see for beans. Well, I was gonna say something else. Okay, all right. What, lovebirds, Julie? Yeah, they're not big. She's not that big. I don't know what you're looking at. Yeah, sure. Okay, hi Bear, can I have a reading? Which one from Ghost Dimension is this? Who's asking? Who is asking from Ghost Dimension? Who's on the Ghost Dimension? All right. Okay, after you. I see Liz here, and whoever's there, whether it's Sean, Paul, Jane, whoever's on, Bex, whoever's on, just let me know. Liz Lipset, you lost your husband 18 months ago. I'm going to pull a card for you. And then I'll scroll back up and down. And Emma, I see you're there too. And Emma, she's over across the pond from me too. So and Trish, I see, I will get you too, Miss Palmer. I'll be happy to. But let me pull a card for Liz first. And when I pull a card, I'm gonna keep shuffling while I'm talking here. I always go with the sacred number 7, and for me, tribally, 7, and a lot of other cultures and religions and beliefs, 7 is a sacred number. It's 7 directions. It's north, south, east, west, above, below, and within. So when people ask me, well, why do you choose 7? That's why I choose 7. It's a sacred number to me. Okay, so Liz Lipset, I'm going to pull a card for you right now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. Okay, well, this is very fitting. Okay, the card that I chose, well, not that I chose, that the deck chose for you was the dragonfly. Okay, all right. Yep. Okay, so this card represents, or the dragonfly represents, okay, the in-between. It speaks to messages from the in-between. Yep. Okay, so time, no time. There is no time within that in-between, okay? And to you, and this is not a magical thing, but to you, losing your husband, it wouldn't make a difference if it was today or 10 years from today. There's no difference because your heart is still hurting from that, okay? However, with the dragonfly, okay, it speaks to the fact that you are receiving messages from that place of the in-between. And it's like, okay, what I'm seeing is the kitchen, and I'm seeing like a white kitchen towel. For whatever reason, I'm being shown this, and it's like throwing it over his shoulder. And it's like these messages keep coming, and you keep seeing them, and you keep questioning the messages that he's bringing you, or the fact that he's around you and that his love is around you. It's like you keep reaching, but because you're like and then being shown tied up, like tying your heart with, like I'm seeing white string, tying it up, and you're tying it so tight that you're missing what's right in front of you. I'm also seeing that showing me like almost like a struggle, like you have a hard time having a restful sleep at this time. It's you're just so frustrated and so kind of have this empty, you're walking through your days, and you know, you're walking through your moments, and you're not feeling them, you're not holding on to them, you're not experiencing them, you're just kind of pushing through them because you're here. And it's like you need to stop doing that. You need to untie that string. And again, I keep seeing this towel being thrown over a shoulder, like, and wiping his hands on this towel. Like, get your hands dirty, get in there, get doing again, get living again. And he has left on a physical plane, but what we don't understand as humans, or not even so much as we don't understand, is we don't want to believe it, is that we continue, our soul's energy continues. It's just that it's not in the human form, and it's very difficult for us when that happens, when it's someone that we love and our lives are intertwined with. But you need to listen to the messages that are coming through to you from that in-between, during dream time, during your walk through your days. Listen, because this is strong medicine here. The dragonfly is really strong medicine, and that's what they do. They flit in and flit out, but they are the messengers of the in-between. So they come and go, they come and go, and they dart, and they bring those messages. But how many times have people sat, and you'll be out maybe outside in a garden or somewhere, and the dragonflies are all flying around your head, and you're like doing one of these because there's a lot of them around. We're not paying attention, okay, because they're bringing messages for you, okay, metaphorically or real time, okay? So look for those messages. If you see a sign, don't brush it off. If it's, I had a client one time that said, you know, I keep seeing these pennies all over the place. They're on the ground, they're here, you know, I don't get it. Why? Well, you know, we come back and walk through time, and she remembered finally he had said to her that he'd be dropping pennies if she wasn't paying attention. So they know, and they can manipulate things, but you need to pay attention. So my dear, listen to your heart, and when the messages come through, open yourself to them. It can be a really beautiful thing. And remember, you need to walk your life. You need to be there in heartfelt time and live it, because you're still here, and there's a reason you're still here. There's more that you need to experience. There's more good things that are going to be here. It may not seem like that all the time, and I get that and I understand that, but you really have to embrace that, okay? So remember the dragonfly, and that's your message for tonight, okay? And blessings to you, and I'll hold you in prayer, okay? All right, let me go down here again really quick. Still don't see. Okay, I gotta go back up again. Okay, Trish Palmer, Miss Palmer. Let's give Miss Palmer a read. Let me shuffle the deck again, okay? And I'm not reading, so hopefully if Liz, if that resonated with you, please leave a quick note, and that it did or didn't or whatever. And if it didn't, you know, please don't feel bad if you're going to write it didn't. I have no problems with that. Although I laugh, because usually clients will come back later and said, remember what you told me? Oh, yeah. All right, Miss Trish, Miss Palmer, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. Oh, we have the in-between cards coming today. Today, your card is the Raven, Miss Palmer. Okay? Now, the Raven, one of the coolest birds ever. They're pesky little brats. They also, maybe there's a theme going on today. They also are the keepers of messages and the bringers of the messages from the in-between. And usually, if you have a message that you're missing in life as we're walking through our days, usually, typically, you'll have 3 ravens show up on your doorstep, around your house, or when you're out on a walk. And the ravens bring magic. And whether it's, and you know, people think, ooh, ravens are evil because they're like associated a lot of times with Halloween. But these are great creatures to have on your side. They bring about the awareness of magic. And this is what I'm seeing for you right now is, okay, one of the things, and you know, this is a public forum, so I'm not going to say a whole lot, but I'm hearing that you had like some health concerns going on. Like not major health concerns, but you had something that kind of made you like pitter a little bit and kind of concerned and like, ooh, what's this? And I'm being told just due diligence and you'll be fine, no problems there. And no, it's not about the virus. So just stop that thought right now because it's nothing about that. But the messengers are around you. And I'm also getting too that you're very intuitive. So this is almost like a familiar or a totem with you. it's a bird that you relate to. Like, if you really think back throughout your life, it's like these birds have been around you quite a lot over like a lifetime. I don't mean they're flocking up around you when you walk down, there's a black cloud of ravens above you or anything, but it's like they're very smart and they're very clever. So it's like you can utilize their magic when you need it. And by magic, I mean like if you need to be uplifted or, you know, okay, and one of the grandkids too, one of your grandkids, your granddaughters has the same ability or the same gift, very intuitive, and you're very connected to this particular child. And it's almost like you've passed this magic down to them, or the intuitive ability, and your child has it too, but your grandchild's going to be even stronger with this gift. So for you today, this is about listening to the magic that they bring, and this is about family connections for you. So this is about one of your grandchildren, granddaughters, granddaughters, and the connection that you have with them in regards to the intuitiveness. You'll be able to assist them in the future with it. And again, I'm being loudly told, don't dwell on the little bit of a health issue that you think you may have, because it'll balance out. Whatever this is, it'll balance out. Okay? Hopefully that resonated a little bit with you, Miss Palmer. Yeah, so let me know. All right, let's see. I'm like losing some people in here. I can't go back up, so hang on. All right, let's see. Lindsay Pownell. All right, Lindsay Pownell. All right, let me see if I can pull a card for you, Lindsay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. Okay. Ooh, you got a cool card. All right. Card that I got for you in the 7th position is the loon. Okay, and that doesn't mean you're crazy. Loons are revered. Loons have a very unique sound. What I'm hearing with this, okay, that you are very much a person that walks to the beat of your own drum. And that's a good thing, especially in this day and age. There's a lot of sheep out there, and we need people like yourself. The thing I'm being told, though, is you kind of have to come out from... Okay, I'm being given the word wallflower with your abilities. So it's kind of like you're being shy about what you can do and what you know, and you kind of utilize it with the immediate people around your, like what I call our tribe or our family unit. But you're not really wanting to put it out there, or you don't want to believe for self. And I'm sure you all see Freckles down there doing her thing. It's almost like you don't trust it fully 100% yourself, but you have to remember to let your song be heard, your voice be heard. And if you have ever heard a true sound of a loon, and I have them here on the lakes, and they're magical. It's a very eerie sound, but it's very, very beautiful. So I'm being told to remember, to remind you to listen to your voice and let it reach other people, because it will assist other people, it will help other people, and it will, by allowing it, it's almost like letting energy that's been bottled up for a long time within you, to let that voice be heard, because it'll assist many others, and it'll assist yourself as well, moving forward. Stop hiding behind what you your fears and your doubts. Quit hiding behind them and embrace who it is you're supposed to be, because that's a beautiful thing. Okay. Blessings to you, and I hope that resonated with you. Okay. All right. Now let me go down a little bit more because I've lost everything again. Amanda, I'm really sorry for your loss of your great grandmother. I'm sorry to hear that news. It's never an easy time when we lose somebody that we care about. You know, and typically, I can, but I don't recommend people having readings for someone that's passed for at least 6 months, because you have to process, plus they have to process on the other side. I'll tell you though, if it's something, Amanda Miller, that kind of bothers you and you get to a point, say 5-6 months down the road, send me something to my inbox or send something here to Sean or Bex and they can get a hold of me and I'll be happy to do a reading for you at that point, okay? Free of charge, but I don't recommend it, but I will hold you all in prayer. And I will tell you that when people travel and pass and transition to the other side, they are whole again, they are happy, and their greatest thing for concern is for the people that they left behind. And all they want to do is embrace you with love. And that I will have you take to the bank, because I know that firsthand, okay? All right. Claire Garwell, I will pull a card for you. All right. Oh. Okay. Mari, I see you there too, but I have to. Hi, Joyce. Oh, Joyce, I am so sorry. He can bounce back from that stroke. He's got it within him. He's a fighter. He's a warrior. And Joyce, you'll be there to help him come back from that stroke. It's going to take time and healing time, but you know what? What is the perfect time for healing from something like that right now? We're all locked down, so you're locked down with family, and you'll be able to spend time with each other. And I keep hearing like cards with him, Joyce, and put cards out for him, and like playing cards, like you guys will be sitting playing cards. So be patient with him, be patient with each other, and you'll get through that. And I'm seeing like an 8 month, they're giving me the number 8 for some reason. I want to say 8 months. Could be wrong, but 8 months, he'll be really strong and good, and you guys won't be concerned about all the issues he's just gone through. All right, I'm sorry. I know, Mama June, I remember I talked to you when Robert, oh man, I lost it. Okay. Claire, I see you. Okay, Claire Garwell. I think I was going to do a card, and I'm sorry if I lost that. Okay. Hi, Allison. Okay, Claire. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. Okay, one of my favorite cards. Just so you know, and Sean and Bex can verify this for me. When this thing goes and you're doing live videos, it does weird stuff. Like it locks and you can't see anything. Like I lose everybody. And I can't see where I left off or who left off. All right. Claire Garwell. I got a really great card for you. And that card is the Fox. Okay. Now, the Fox, besides from being just stupid cute, teaches us to be super uber patients. So Claire, what I'm being shown today is that you have a situation going on, or something that right now while we're here that is of great concern for you, okay? What I'm being told is you have to be silent, you need to sit, be patient, and watch. You have to watch. You have to watch the situation before jumping to a conclusion. You have to watch the situation so that you have everything you need, all the knowledge you need, okay? All the information you need to make the proper decision that you will need to move forward, okay? I don't know if you've ever dealt with a fox. When I was on my ranch, we had 10 acres, and I had 120 ducks that I used to call in every night off the creek, and they'd come from the back pond, and they'd come running up the creek, and then I'd put them in at night in a big kennel, okay? And we'd have to kind of corral them all off so that the wildlife wouldn't get to them. We had minks, we had bobcat, we had hawks that would come in and pick them off. We had all kinds of stuff. But the thing that would always worry me the most was the fox, because the fox would come in and they would sit for days, and they would just sit and they would watch. They wouldn't move, they'd sit, they'd watch, okay? And then, didn't matter, could be 50 people out in the front yard where the ducks were, or it could be nobody. But what always amused me the most was with the 50 people, because they watched. That fox would come down from the hill, weaving through all the people, run into the big space where we had all the ducks locked up, grab a duck, and get out before you could turn and say, oh shit, the fox. So what I'm being told to tell you is patience, research, watch. Don't say a word before you have all the information you need to move forward with a decision that will benefit you the most, okay? So that is your card for you today, and I hope that resonated with you. Okay, let me see. Yeah, hello to the cat. There's two in here. They're both lazy right now. One was Freckles that you saw, and the 18-year-old cat's up on the bed sleeping. So, all right, Emma. And I apologize because I keep seeing these and they're moving really quick and they're going away. So I will tell you, after I'm done with this today, I will come back, because you guys are over here on the Ghost Dimension page, and I will ask you to show them a little love by hitting the like button up top. But I will go through after I'm off the live feed, and I'm still going to do a few here yet for a while. I will go back through and I will pull cards for whoever it is that has asked here for a read, okay, that I missed, and I'm sure I'm missing some. Okay, Emma, Stacy. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. Oh, okay. Emma, you're never going to believe what your card is. It's the prayer tie. Okay? And I'm sure she's laughing, and she knows why she's laughing today. All right, the prayer tie talks about faith in self, faith in the universe around us, and faith in the fact that what we need will be provided for, okay? And I can't tell you how it works. I just tell you I know it works, because if I let it go, and a lot of people say let it go and give it to God, give it to Creator, just let it go to the universe. I don't care who you pray to or who you worship, or if you don't worship, but you just believe in things that work and don't work. I can guarantee you that if you put it out there in positives, it will come back to you in positives. If you put it out to the universe in negatives, it will come back to you in negatives. Okay, so the prayer tie is telling you to believe. Believe in self. Okay, love self. Okay, people need to be selfish right now. You have to love yourself. You have to love yourself before you can love anybody else. Because if you don't know how to love yourself, there's no way in hell you're going to be able to love anybody else in the right fashion. Okay, so right now this card is showing you, Miss Emma, to put it up there and manifest the positives that you are looking for in your life. Okay, all right, with that said, and I know Emma knows what that means, so we're good. All right, now I'm going to, all right. I can't see all your messages, Claire. I just saw yours and it kind of faded where it is. And I see Sean underneath them saying, I see you, Claire. And Claire, I did give you messages. I hope you heard what I gave you. All right, I don't know. Okay. You're welcome, Lindsay. Okay, all right. Oh, no, I can't see all the messages, Sean. They like disappear up into nowhere land. All right. Hi, MJ. Oh, I can't reopen it, Francis. I wish I could. Francis, I did answer your question, though, to Paul that you asked him the other day. I think it was one of your questions. Okay. Nope. Now it went back up. Okay. All right. Okay, I'm really trying. Oh, shut up, Julie. New glasses. No, they're not. Maybe that's why I need new glasses. All right. Okay, let's see. Da, 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 da. Okay, Elaine Simpson. Okay, Elaine, I'll be happy to give you a card. All right. All right, Elaine. Let me try this. And again, hi, Becky. All right, one more shuffle here. All right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. Ooh, Elaine. And you have Grandmother Moon. Okay. Now, Grandmother Moon, in my traditions and my culture, is really important because we were able to tell the earth cycles of when to plant and when people were birthed and what have you, all by the cycles of the moon. Okay. And what I'm being told right now for you, Elaine, is that for some reason, okay, yep. You seem to be keeping yourself stuck in a certain cycle that you need to move away from. You need to allow the cycles to continue like with the moon. Okay, and this is also referring to feminine energy right now. So it is getting back in touch with the sacred feminine and pulling yourself out of this cycle. And I feel like this cycle is kind of like you've put yourself into a place of, oh, they're yelling, not believing in yourself, not believing in your accomplishments, not believing in being able to have what it takes to move forward in whatever this particular, and I'm being told, life moment is for you right now. And that's not, recognizing it is the first part of moving through it and then past it. And it's almost like you're holding on to something from the past and it's not allowing you to move through the cycle of things to move forward. It's like you're holding so tight onto this, whatever this is, that it's almost like choking you or stunting your growth of, and by growth I mean like life growth, so that you're not able to bring in all these really good things for yourself because you're dwelling on the past. Whether it's past issues, past relationships, and by relationships it could be with a family member, it could be with a spousal member, it could be a job, but it's like you're holding on to that thought, and because you're kind of making it more real. And what we as humans don't realize is once we live through a moment, even like if the last reading I did, okay, it's like once spirit gives me stuff, it's gone. The message isn't for me, and I won't remember much of anything that I've read for anybody here right now because it's not for me, it's for you, okay? So you need to like let go of it, not hold on to it, learn from it, and learn from it in a way that it's going to help you in positives to move forward. Okay, so that's what it's showing. Get in touch with your feminine side. Love that. Love thyself. Love that feminine energy. Love who you're meant to be, because you're this amazing person. And you shouldn't have these doubts because of old history or past events or past things that you're holding on to. Okay. Okay, yeah. Okay, and I'm getting a male step forward for you. And I've got a lot of people right now, but because I'm not doing in-depth readings right now with y'all, it's kind of hard. But I'm getting a male step forward with you. And this isn't really... This is a male, but he's not like a really old man. And it's almost like he's encouraging you also to move forward. And it's okay to move forward. And you have to give yourself permission, is what he's telling me to tell you. You have to give yourself permission, if that makes sense, to move forward with it, whatever you need to move forward with in your life. And I'm still getting this like stalemate of stuck in this cycle of over and over and over because you're not allowing yourself to. And this male, whoever this is that's with you, is trying to encourage you to move forward, okay? And with that also said, I'm going to tell you right now, Miss June, if you're still here, Mama June, and I don't know, I'm getting Robert coming through right now, really loud. He's really happy. He's really loud. He's being really obnoxious right now because he's jumping up and down. And by obnoxious, he's like really happy. He's right in my face. And he's like, Bear, I'm right here. Bear, I'm right here. See me? I'm right here. And it's like, yeah, I see you. Go sit down. I know I see you. Go sit down. And he's like, no, no. And he's there with a younger woman, who you also know that has passed, but passed quite a while back. So I'm not going to get into depth with that anymore. Mama June, if you're still here, though, please know that he is as obnoxious and loud and rowdy and laughing and jolly and happy, and he's okay. He's worried about you, okay? All right, let me put my glasses on, and let's see if I can get one more read through here. Let's see where I can get. La, 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 la. All right. All right. Okay, Mari. Yeah. Mari, I'll tell you one thing, you know, your son finds it easy because he's allowing it to happen. Mari Manson, yeah, Mari, I think it's Mari. I'll tell you, there's days, and I can tell you, there's days what I have the gift of, and it is a gift, is the best thing in the world. But there's days, you know, not so much. Like when I get woke up at 3 o'clock in the morning because somebody's yelling in my ear, "Bear, Bear, wake up, Bear, wake up!" Or when I have my own surgery, and you know the old rule of thumb that they say, you know, physicians and nurses are the worst patients ever because they're always good about taking care of other people, but they don't take care of themselves. Well, that's kind of the same thing with us. When I had my surgery, I had some issues that I'm still getting over from with the surgery. It went really good. He fixed half the problem, but the other half of the problem with my spine is still there. So it's been a difficult healing journey for me, and I'm not used to that because I like to go, 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 go. And I like to do everything, okay? And I like to do it now. I don't want to wait. I'm very impatient with waiting. And I got to a point where, because of pain levels and everything, and I don't do narcotics, so I'm not taking pain pills at all. And my doctor didn't really have a problem with that. My body did for 5, 6, and 7. But I wasn't listening, and I'm actually apparently still not listening because I had some more things go on. But I had people from Spirit popping in all times of the day and night for me, and it would be like I don't sleep really well because I have a lot of nerve pain in my legs, and so I'll be laying there and I might be dozing off, and all of a sudden I hear "Bear!" And it's like so-and-so standing in front of me. And then they're giving me a lesson about what I need to do to pick my ass up off the bed or pick my ass up and start doing stuff and pushing through it. And you can do this, and you're strong, and you can get through this pain, and you can get through that. So, Mari, when you say this, it's all good and it's all great when we're there doing with Spirit for other people. But when it comes to ourselves, not so much. So, yeah, be careful what you wish for. Okay, in the meantime, the card I just pulled for you, oh, this is a good card, is the owl. Okay, now, what I'm being told really loud for you is with the owl, okay, the owl has the ability to see things like no other creature. It actually has, owls in general, have the best eyesight ever than most creatures that are out there. They also have the ability to pivot their heads, almost like what's her name, Linda Blair on The Exorcist. They can pretty much turn their heads all the way around one way and then all the way around the other way, and they're one of few creatures that can do it. But their eyesight is so pinpoint that they can pick things up at night that nothing else can see. It's almost like radar. They're also super uber smart, and they're also great teachers. And what I'm picking up with you is, even though you might not be able to communicate in normal ways like your son is communicating with Spirit, you're still a teacher. You're a teacher of many things that can be given to younger people and people around you and family members, and we need teachers. We need teachers that are going to help us kind of walk through, especially even right now, what's going on in our lives right now around the world, with calm, okay, with smarts, with the ability to get people to focus on things they need to rather things that they can't control. And what I'm being told is you are a great teacher. So you need to embrace being a teacher, and your gifts that you have are many. And I'm also being told to tell you this. Your son got his gift from somewhere and someone within the family. And your son was born through you. So you need to pay attention to that and feel that and understand that and be the teacher, the life teacher that you're meant to be. Okay? Hopefully you like that, Mari, and it resonated a little bit for you. Okay? All right, I'm going to do, oh, Jane. Okay, I'm going to do Rick first, and then I'm going to do Jane. Okay? All right, Rick Ehrman from Chicago. Oh, yep, Ehrman. I'm right. I had to put my glasses down. From Chicago. Rick, I hope you're staying safe down in Chicago. I haven't heard much about what's going on down in Chicago, but I hope you're staying healthy and safe down there. All right, let's see what I get for Rick. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. Ooh. Okay, Rick. One of the first things, this is your card, it's the hummingbird, okay? And one of the first things that I'm being told to tell you is you need to slow your thoughts. You need to slow down. It's like there's so much on your mind and so much that you have to do and so much that you want to do, and you're almost tripping over your own thoughts to get to the next one. And what I'm being told really loud is you need to slow it down. Now, with the hummingbird, what a lot of people don't realize is everybody loves hummingbirds, okay? But hummingbirds teach us about rest, okay? Now, most of you probably haven't seen hummingbirds other than when they're flooding around at a zoo or flooding around your garden, around the beautiful flowers that they come in to get the nectar from, or zipping by your head in the summertime or the springtime if it's warm enough. It ain't warm enough here. We've still got ice outside. But, you know, zipping by your head, and that's usually when you see a hummingbird. What you don't see is once night falls, the hummingbird is so smart that they are able to drop their heartbeat down to almost a full stop. Everything goes down, almost like a hibernation, but it's almost below a hibernation. And what they do is, if you find them, people often think, oh my gosh, this hummingbird is dead. No, it's not dead. Leave it alone. It'll be fine. It's at rest. And that's what I'm being told really loud for you right now, is you need to rest. But it's your mind. You need to slow your mind to a place that you can hear your own thoughts and slow them down so that what you need to make happen or need to happen can, because you're able to think through in a calm manner. Okay? I hope that resonated a little bit with you, Rick. I want to get to Jane here and give her a quick little card pull too. And Rick, I'm also hearing that, because before I go to Jane and as I'm shuffling, Rick, you need to not only slow your mind, but you need to help others calm their minds as well. Because I'm feeling there's a lot of like turmoil around you right now, for whatever reason. Yep. So calm your mind, Rick. All right, Jane, let's see what they got for you today. All right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. Oh. Okay. I know I say this about every card, but this really is one of my favorite cards. And people always say, why did you put this card in your deck, Bear? And it's like, because I was told to, but because I love fish. I love aquariums. I always have had aquariums since I was 10 years old. This one is the clownfish, but it's more than clownfish. It's the little anemone that goes with it. Okay, this is about symbiotic relationships. This is about you being in a place of comfort. And you need to, okay, yep, okay. There is so much going on around you right now that it's kind of like impacting, and I know this is kind of could fit others too, but it's like kind of concerning for you because you're like, oh, if I don't have this, I can't have that, and if this doesn't happen, I'm going to lose this or lose the ability to be able to do this or that, or I don't know what to do. And I'm being told really loud is you have the symbiotic relationship with the world around you. What you need and what you need to survive and be who you are is all right there in the universe, because the universe will provide for you, Jane, because you always help and provide for others. You are home to some and you are home with others. It's all about being able to utilize the things in the world around you. It's all about comfort and being in that comfort spot, that sweet spot where you can breathe. And it's really loud in my head to tell you, you just have to breathe. Everything will be okay. You just have to breathe. Just like the rest of us right now in the world, things going on and things going crazy, it'll be okay. But you have to remember each day to step back into that comfort zone, that symbiotic relationship that you have, and you have to just learn to breathe with it. And that's where the clownfish, and I don't know if you know anything about them, they're amazing little fish. They are colorful, they're bright, but they also go into these very poisonous situations of these anemones, and other fish actually die within those plants. Well, they're not plants, they're actually creatures, the anemones, but other fish will die in them, but the clownfish do not. And the clownfish actually wind up feeding like their bacteria that's on them to the anemones so that they survive. So it's like a give and take relationship on both sides. So this is what I'm being told to you. You're very vital to so much, but you also need to step back and be able to rest and let, like the anemone is taking care of the clownfish and protecting the clownfish, you will be protected and cared for as well by the universe. Okay? All right, guys. I've done a little more than an hour. I appreciate you all so much for being here. And like I said, if you haven't liked the Ghost Dimensions page yet, please go up to the top and do. Please watch your shows. Give them good review over on Amazon Prime so they stay in that good flow of things over there. They're free to watch on Amazon Prime, YouTube, Pluto TV, and I think it's My5 TV or something. Please, they're great guys. They do amazing investigations throughout the UK. And one thing to remember, God bless you all. Be safe. Take care of each other and be kind to one another. And just remember, we've got this. As humans, we've got this. All right? Love to y'all. Till next time. Bear out.